Hello students, I am your Abhijit sir, and today we will discuss about the second chapter, that is clues to the past. Alright, so students, in my last video we have learned that history is the study of past, right? So student, therefore it is clear that if we want to understand about the history, then we have to take references from the remains of the past, right? So basically this chapter will teach us how the remains of the past help us to understand the history, right? So at the very beginning you can see it is written, how can we find out about the past of our family. That means it is saying that how can we understand about the family history. Okay, so old family photographs tell us a lot about earlier days, and we learn how our parents looked as young kids, what they used to wear, who their friends were, and many such things. So it is clear that photographs, which are basically belong to the past, give us the information about the history of the family. Though there are many examples given here besides photographs, like letters, memories of our parents and grandparents, diaries, etc. etc. But student, the point is that these examples or these evidences will not be applicable every time. Okay, now the question is why. Students, that day we have learned that the past is divided into history and prehistory. Okay, so students, if we talk about a time which is around 2 to 3,000 years back, then we have to take references from the different kind of evidences, because that time people did not know the use of camera, okay, then letters, right? So students, the sources of the history can be divided into two kinds. What are these? Archaeological and literary. So what is archaeological source? Monuments, artifacts and coins are the example of archaeological sources, whereas the written records from the past are called the literary sources. And today in this video we will talk about the archaeological source. So at first, the example which is given here is monuments and artifacts. So what are monuments, students? Monuments are buildings of historical importance. And what do they tell us? They tell us about the time when they were built and about the people who built them. Example is given, Stupa of Sanchi, which tells us about Emperor Ashoka, and another example, pyramids of Egypt, which also tells us about the lives of the people in ancient Egypt. So it is clear that monuments give us an idea about the lifestyle of the ancient time, whatever the period that monument belongs to. Then I will give some other examples. Okay, let us talk about artifacts first. So what are the artifacts? These are the basically the human made objects which belong to past, okay, and has some historical importance. It can be pottery, tools, jewelry and toys, etc. This also give us some information about the different aspects of lives of the people who used them. Example is also given here. Okay, small figures of animals made of clay, like the pottery of Harappa and or ancient Greece, tells us that the people who used it had a great skill in making clay pots. I will give you another simple example. Okay, so suppose one of your friends, while wandering at the backyard of his house, suddenly finds some thing like ornaments. Okay, so he takes those ornaments, go to the archaeologists, and later on they come to know that these are some golden ornaments. Okay, and these are around, you can say, 3000 years old, right? So students, what will you understand from this? From this we will understand that 5000 years, or what I said, 3000 years back, people used golden ornaments, right? So you can see, from some remains of the past we could know that people of the contemporary society used golden ornaments. All right, very good. So we will move to the next, that is coins. So similarly, old coins also tell us many things about the past. A coin often carries the name of the ruler who made it. So coin also tells us about the past and gives many information. What kind of information it gives? It basically gives us the name of the king and the kingdom. Sometimes it gives us the image of the ruler, as well as it tells how the ruler looked. That means the image of the ruler, some idea about the image of the ruler. Then if there is a date written on the coin, we learn about the time during which the king or queen ruled. Okay, so, and it also gives us some idea about the language that was used and the metal too. Okay, so for example, gold coins of the Gupta era give us the picture of a prosperous empire. Very good. Here also I will give you another example so that you can understand it very easily. Suppose one of your friends finds a silver coin while he was working in his garden. He finds a silver coin, and in that silver coin it is written that Edward 7 1907. Okay, so what will you understand from this? You will understand that 2000, this is 2020, right? So 113 years back there was a ruler named as Edward 7, and as it is written in English, so English language was used as the official language during that time. Understood? Thus a coin also tells us about the contemporary society. Okay, so the coins, artifacts, and even monuments or entire cities are sometimes found buried underground. Okay, archaeologists find and dig out this to learn about the past. So sometimes what used to happen, these types of remains of past are found buried underground. Okay, so archaeologists dig out these remains and study about them so that they can give us the information about the past, right? So students, in my next video we will learn about the literary sources and archaeologists at work, how do they work. Okay, so this is it for today, and you must read at home once so that you can understand the chapter. Okay, so thank you so much.